Welcome to English Snap Lab, where mastering English is as easy as a snap. One of the best ways to learn a language is through stories. They are emotional, interesting, and easy for our brains to remember. In this series, I tell famous stories from world literature in slow, clear, and simple English to help you understand more easily. While you listen, you will hear many useful English words and expressions. Today's story is a brilliant and witty tale by Saki, The Open Window. This story is perfect for practicing reported speech, how we tell someone what another person said. We will also explore the vocabulary of practical jokes and nervousness. Before we begin, please take a second to give this video a thumbs up. Let's begin. Part 1. The Nervous Visitor. Many years ago, a man named Frampton Newtell moved to a quiet village in the countryside. Frampton was a very anxious man. To be anxious means to feel worried, nervous, or uneasy. He was suffering from a nervous condition, and his doctors told him he needed a total rest from city life. His sister had given him letters of introduction to people in the area. She said that the people there were very kind and would help him feel at home. Frampton arrived at the house of Mrs. Sappleton. While he waited for the lady of the house to come downstairs, he was entertained by her niece, a 15-year-old girl named Vera. Vera was a very self-possessed young lady. When someone is self-possessed, they are calm, confident, and in control of their feelings. She looked at the nervous Mr. Nuttall and asked if he knew many people in the village. Frampton replied timidly that he knew almost nobody. Seeing how vulnerable he was, Vera decided to play a practical joke on him. A practical joke is a trick played on someone to make them look silly or to frighten them. Part 2. The Tragic Tale. Vera pointed to a large glass window that opened like a door onto the garden. Even though it was a cold October afternoon, the window was standing wide open. Vera looked solemn, very serious, and asked Frampton if he knew why they kept that window open on an autumn evening. "Out through that window, exactly 3 years ago today, my aunt's husband and her 2 young brothers went off for their day's hunting," Vera whispered. She told him that they never came back. She said that they had been swallowed by a treacherous piece of bog. Treacherous describes something that is dangerous because it is hidden or not what it seems. Vera continued her story with a shaking voice. She said that their bodies had never been found. She told Frampton that her poor aunt still believed they would come back someday, walking through that window just as they used to. That was why the window was kept open every evening until dusk, the time just before it gets dark. Suddenly, the aunt, Mrs. Sappleton, came into the room. She was very cheerful and apologized for the open window. She said that her husband and brothers would be home soon from their hunt. Frampton felt a chill of horror. Because of Vera's story, he believed the aunt was losing her mind and waiting for ghosts. Frampton tried to change the subject. He began to talk feverishly about his illnesses and his diet. To talk feverishly means to talk in an excited, restless, and uncontrolled way. He wanted to escape this conversation, but Mrs. Sappleton was not listening. She was staring out the open window. Suddenly, she cried out, "Here they are at last!" Frampton turned to look at Vera. The girl was staring out the window with dazed horror in her eyes. Frampton turned around and saw 3 figures walking across the lawn in the deepening twilight. They all carried guns, and a tired brown dog walked behind them. Frampton was petrified, so scared that he felt like he was turned to stone. He believed he was seeing spirits. Part 4. The Great Escape. Frampton did not wait a second longer. He grabbed his stick and his hat. He dashed through the front door and ran down the gravel drive. He was running so fast and so distraught that he almost collided with a cyclist in the road. When the 3 hunters walked through the window, the husband asked, "Who was that man who bolted out as we came up?" Mrs. Sappleton said that he was a very strange man named Mr. Nuttall. She told her husband that the guest had talked only about his health and had rushed away without saying goodbye. Vera, looking perfectly calm again, offered an explanation. She said that Frampton had a horror of dogs. She told a new story, claiming that he had been hunted into a cemetery by a pack of stray dogs in India and had spent the night in a newly dug grave. The story ends by telling us that romance at short notice was her specialty. This means Vera was an expert at making up exciting, fake stories in an instant. Learning summary, English Snap Lab. In this long story, we focused on reported speech. Remember the backshift rule. Present simple becomes past simple. They are coming. She said they were coming. Past simple becomes past perfect. They went. She said they had gone. Will becomes would. They will return. She said they would return. Vocabulary of fear and pranks. Anxious or distraught, very worried or upset. Self-possessed, calm and confident. Practical joke, a trick or prank. Treacherous, hidden danger. Petrified, extremely frightened. Your homework, can you report a secret? Use reported speech to tell me something a friend told you. For example, my friend said that she had seen a movie. Thank you for watching this long version of the lesson on English Snap Lab. If you enjoyed Vera's clever texts, please subscribe and share. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.